Welcome to our channel Concept Builders by Neeraj Putadra. Do subscribe to our channel for latest videos.
Thank you.
So we will start with case study number 3. So this is one of the most lengthiest case study that you have in your curriculum, because what happens, the question by itself takes one whole screen. Okay. See, it was very easy for IBPI to make it in a tabular format. Okay, then the question would be of half a page only. Okay, but they've purposefully made it in such a format so that your maximum amount of time gets wasted in trying to understand the numbers as such. So please do not get feared by the length of the case study. My assumption is always that longer the case study, easier it is to solve. Okay. So always remember that कि जितनी लंबी case study होगी, as long as the case studies can be, it will be more easier for you to solve. So do not fear if you get a very long case study also. So when you have such kind of a case study, first you can go through the questions and then you can come to the case studies if the case study is so long. So see, first question they've asked is in scenario 2, calculate FCFF for year 0. So we have this sum is scenario based. There are two different scenarios that are given to us, and basis those different scenarios, we have to try to calculate the answers. Second question says, as per the assumption contained in scenario 1, the value of the firm is most accurately estimated as. Okay. So there are two different scenarios they are talking about. So let's first go to scenario 1 because that's the way the sum is starting. So first try to solve the first part. Here what they've asked is, as per the assumption contained in scenario 1, the value of the firm is most accurately estimated at. Value of the firm आपको निकालना है. How do you calculate value of the firm is a question. So if you remember, we learned garden growth model. Okay, so here I would like to introduce you to the higher usage of garden growth model. The formula remains the same, but the usage becomes little bit different when you have to calculate the value. So what formula did we learn for garden growth model? Garden growth model, the formula what we learned was price of the share is equals to dividend of previous year multiplied by 1 plus growth divided by KE minus G. This was the formula we learned for garden growth. Now, if you are asked to calculate value of firm, तो वैल्यू ऑफ फर्म का मतलब क्या हुआ? यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट FCFF ऑफ द फर्म. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आप कैसे, हाउ विल यू कैलकुलेट यूजिंग गार्डन ग्रोथ मॉडल? यू विल से FCFF ऑफ द प्रीवियस ईयर multiplied by 1 plus growth rate divided by, when it is value of the firm, that is the whole chocolate here, then you are going to discount it with what? You are going to discount it with WACC minus. Okay, so remember this formula. Second formula that can come up is value of equity. So here what they are asking is FCFE. How you will calculate? FCFE of the previous year multiplied by 1 plus growth divided by, if it is FCFE, you will discount it with what? You will discount it with cost of equity minus. So these are the two formulas that you have to remember. It is exactly same as garden growth model. Nothing changes in this formula. These are the formulas for calculating the perpetual value of the firm or perpetual value of the equity of the company. So now let's try to see what we have in the question and how can we calculate that. So the formula sheet I have sent you contains all these formulas also. So let's see question क्या बोल रहा है and how can we solve it. So question is asking us, as per the assumption contained in scenario 1, value of the firm is most accurately estimated at. We have to calculate value of firm. Okay, and basis the data given to us in scenario 1. Scenario 1 का data क्या बोलता है? Tax rate is 40%, WACC is 12%, debt ratio is 10:90, FCFF constant growth rate is 3%, and cash flow for the year 0, that is FCFF of the year 0, they have already given us 30 million. So what is our formula? Value of the firm, if I have to calculate, our formula is FCFF multiplied by 1 plus growth divided by WACC minus growth. So FCFF has been given to you here in the question as 30 million into 1 plus growth. Growth has been given to you as 3%, divided by WACC minus G. WACC कितना दिया हुआ है 12% and minus G, that is 3%. So if you solve it, what you will get? Can anybody solve it?
Sir, 343.2.
343
343.33.
that is your answer. So for the first part, what we have, our answer for this question number 2, our answer is C, that is 343.3. Okay. Now let's come back to question number 1. The scenario to calculate FCFF in the year 0. ठीक है. So कल हम लोग ने yesterday the formula that we learned for FCFF was what? I will just revise the formula for FCFF for all of you. The formula of FCFF that we learned was FCFF is equals to profit after tax. So we will start. We will add back non-cash items. We will subtract or add increase or decrease in working capital. This will give us operations, cash from operations. To this we will add back interest into 1 minus tax, and after this we will subtract minus plus increase slash decrease in capex. So this will give us FCFF. Okay. So basis this, let's try to solve the FCFF calculation for the second part. So the information here starts as tax rate is 40%, WACC is 12%, debt ratio is 10%, EBIT capital expenditure and depreciation will grow by 20% for next 3 years. After 3 years, the growth in EBIT will be 2%. So this is the terminal growth, because after this the growth is becoming stagnant. So this is the terminal growth. Okay, the capital expenditure and depreciation will set off each against in year 4. तो ये देखेंगे इसका मतलब क्या होता है. We will try to understand. Let's first calculate everything for year 0. So I am putting year 0 here. I have given EBIT here. अगर मेरे को EBIT से profit after tax में जाना है, this is earning before interest and tax. If I want to go from earning before interest and tax to profit after tax, how will I calculate? So first I will take earning before interest and tax for year 0, that has been given to me as 45. Now comes whether any tax information has been given to, any interest information has been given. Yes, there is a interest information given to me as estimated market value of debt is 35 million and interest rate is 8.33%. Okay, so I will take that less interest. So just let me open a calculator here because my calculator is in my.
So we are calculating.
Okay. So can you tell me 35 million into 8.33?
Yeah, it's 3.7485.
3.74. Okay. So my earning before tax will be how much?
Yeah, it will be
41.26.
41.25.
25.
My tax will come up. Tax will be at 40%.
Yeah.
So how much will be the amount?
16.5.
16.5.
Yeah.
So my profit after tax कितना आएगा?
24.75.
24.75. Okay. I have got profit after tax. Now what will I do? I will add back the depreciation part. I will add back interest into 1 minus tax. I will adjust changes in working capital and I will adjust changes in capex. So this is my formula. So now let's see what is available in these 4 items. What all things are available to us? So depreciation is available to us 12 rupees. So I will add back 12 rupees here. Interest into 1 minus tax. So can anybody tell me 3.75 into
Yes, it's 2.24, 249. It's 2.25.
25?
Yeah.
Okay. Change in working capital. Change in working capital has been given to me here for year 0 as 6. So I will put it as minus 6. And change in capex, capital expenditure, has been given to me as minus 80. So if I try to solve this, what will come?
It will come 15.
15.
15, yeah.
So this is my FCFF with this calculation. So let's see whether this 15 is the answer or not. So answer is yes, 15 is one of the options. So answer is 15. So now what can happen in the exam? Either they can give you FCFF or they can tell you calculate the FCFE. So if you have to calculate FCFE from this point of time, आप कैसे calculate करोगे? आपका formula क्या था FCFE के लिए? आप what you used to do? In FCFF you used to subtract interest into 1 minus tax. You used to subtract preference dividend. And you used to subtract.
So from directly profit after tax, we can do FCFE, na?
Yes, you can calculate directly also.
Tell me one thing. On the top of it, you have written FCFF, right?
Yes.
And here at the mid of it, you have written FCFF. It should be FCFE at one place at the bottom.
This is the calculation. So this is the answer. FCFF is the answer. Okay,
And
now
what-
from FCFF, I am calculating FCFE. So if this was the answer of this above formula, ka answer is FCFF.
Okay.
Okay. So now from FCFF, I am calculating FCFE. So from FCFF,
You
I am
have- So you started from FCFF at the top.
I meant ki this is the calculation of FCF.
Okay, this is the calculation of FCF. Right.
Ji, kindly repeat from last part. After depreciation, you have added increase, decrease in
After
yeah,
depreciation, I have added interest into 1 minus tax. Then I have subtracted.
trust.
I have subtracted change in working capital. I have subtracted change in capex. Okay.
Delta you have made.
Yes.
Okay. Delta denotes
Yes.
change.
Yeah.
Actually, I am confused. Change in capital from okay. You have taken from 0 to 18 and 0 to 6. That's why it is
Yes.
18 and 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Right.
that's the year 0, na?
Right. Right.
ठीक है. So अब FCFF say if I have to calculate FCFE, though that is not part of the sum, but in exam they ask FCFE also at times. So what you do from FCFF, you calculate, you subtract interest into 1 minus tax, you subtract preference dividend, and you subtract any changes in debt. Okay, so what answer that you get is the FCFE. So let's see what all information do we have in the sum. Only information that we have is the
नीरज जी एक
interest.
से पूछनी थी इसमें बीच में
हाँ सर.
सर ये जो आपने इसमें लिया है ना चेंज इन वर्किंग कैपिटल आपने -6 लिया है
हाँ.
या वर्किंग कैपेक्स भी आपने माइनस में लिया है तो हमने माइनस में क्यों लिया है सर ये?
सर वो यहाँ पे अगर क्वेश्चन में कुछ नहीं दिया हुआ है, यू विल ऑलवेज अज्यूम दैट इंक्रीज हुआ है एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज इन माइनस.
ओके मतलब इनफ्लो हो गया और हमारा आउटफ्लो हो गया ये.
आउटफ्लो हो गया इसीलिए.
राइट सर.
इंटरेस्ट इनटू 1 माइनस टैक्स में यहाँ पे माइनस करूंगा, सो उसका नंबर ऑलरेडी मेरे पास है, दैट इज 2.5. ओके, आई डोंट हैव एनीथिंग एज प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड, सो वो 0 आएगा. मेरे को चेंजेस इन डेट मेरे को दिया हुआ नहीं है, तो वो भी मेरा 0 आएगा. सो मेरा कितना हो जाएगा इफ आई हैव टू कैलकुलेट FCFE, हाउ मच इट विल कम?
12.75.
12.7. तो माय FCFE अगर एग्जाम में आपसे पूछा जाता तो योर FCFE वाज 12.7. ओके.
Just write FCFE on the left of it.
Sir, in Excel you will get all those things. Don't worry, sir. Don't focus too much in the nomenclatures here. In the
This
Excel
work-
you will get
this
all
work-
those.
This working is there.
Yeah, all this working is there in the Excel. So I will show you. So you can see that all this working are already there in Excel. You can see here all this working are there in Excel. Okay.
you'll be sharing this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.
तो इंटरेस्ट इंटू 1 माइनस टैक्स यहाँ पे आएगा. हाँ,
Question number 2.
I think the one mistake we have made. 35 million into 8.33 कितना होगा?
Just a second.
5 into
29
8.33
समथिंग आएगा सर ये 33.5
5
292.91.
2.96, 2.92.
करेक्ट. सो यहाँ पे ये 2.92 से स्टार्ट होना चाहिए था. आई थिंक तो हम लोग ने गलत ले लिया ये. दिस विल बी 2.92.
2.92. Okay.
ये
Then the
आपका हो जाएगा
unit of
42.08.
42.08. Yeah.
40.08 और ये हो जाएगा आपका टैक्स कितना आएगा?
25.248.
Tax will also change.
25 point
16.832.
how much?
16.832.
16.832. So
Yeah.
profit after tax कितना होगा?
25.248.
25.248 एंड आपका ये नंबर चेंज हो जाएगा. ये हो जाएगा 1.75.
Yes.
क्या आपका ये 15 तो 15 ही रहेगा.
15 ही आएगा. Yeah.
हाँ.
Why it has not changed?
मैम बिकॉज
think-
ऊपर आपका ऊपर यहाँ पे आप ले रहे हो उसका जो टैक्स कंपोनेंट है वही नीचे में माइनस कर रहे हो. So it will
Okay.
have
Okay.
zero
हाँ, plus
impact.
minus हो गया. It is equal.
Yes.
Correct.
So and that is the reason I always do this wrong once and then correct it, because that helps for student to understand that interest is not going to impact the calculation of FCFE, because many times students are overlooking the interest component.
I also thought कि नीचे में डेट तो दिया है फिर सर ने ऊपर वाला क्यों लिया?
हाँ. So interest will not change anything for it. Okay. So now let's come to the third part of the question. Calculate the cost of equity of the firm. You have to calculate cost of equity. तो KE आपको calculate करना है. What all information has been given to you? आपके पास WACC है, आपके पास debt equity ratio है, okay, and you have the debt का value, you have the interest का KD आपके पास है 8.6. So if you want to solve this, how can you solve it? So you have what formula for WACC? Do you know? Formula is cost of equity into weight of equity plus cost of debt into weight of debt into 1 minus tax. तो WACC आपको पता है 12% दिया हुआ है. Cost of equity you have to calculate, so I will keep it as cost of equity. Weight of equity, it is 90 divided by 100 sorry, plus cost of debt is 8.33% multiplied by weight of debt is 10 divided by 100 into 1 minus tax rate of 40%. Okay, so if I try to solve this, how will I denote my KE? Shall be equals to 12% minus 8.33% into 10% into 1 minus 40%. This entire thing divided by 0.90. That is my cost of equity. So if I try to solve this, if somebody tries to solve it, what answer it will get?
Just a second. I'm solving it. This is getting wrong.
12.77 आना चाहिए.
Correct. इसका भी 12.77 आया. That is correct. Your answer will be 12.77. तो आपका आंसर 12.77 आ गया सबका. So
Right. just a second.
So this answer will be 12.77%. Okay. Now coming on to the third part, the last part, sorry. The present value of terminal value is what? You have to calculate present value of terminal value of FCFF. You have to calculate the terminal value. So मैंने आपको यहाँ पे क्या समझाया था? Whenever you have a constant growth rate, the point after which you have the constant growth rate is the point of terminal value. So in this question, if you read this particular line, what is the point at which you are having the constant growth rate? After third year is that you are having the constant growth rate of 2%. ठीक है? So we will have to calculate the value on the end of fourth year, that is my terminal year. So for the fourth year, what data has been given to me? EBIT has been given to me as 79.70. 79.70. Now question comes, do we have any information about interest cost overall anywhere in the question? Yes, only one place we have the information about interest cost, but it does not talk about year on year. So what we can assume is that this is the same principal and same interest as outstanding year on year. So we will take 2.92 as interest cost year also. So if I subtract, what will I get? 79.70 minus 2.92.
76.78.
76.78.
78.
On this, I will have 40% tax, so that will be 30.71.
Yes.
And I will subtract it, so my profit after tax will be
46.06.
46.06. On this, now the trickiest part in this question is, now do we have depreciation? In see, the line what they've used is, after the third year, growth in EBIT will be 2% and capital expenditure and depreciation will offset each other. So if my capital expenditure and depreciation are going to offset each other, that is, see, one place you are adding the depreciation and on another place you are subtracting the capital expenditure. If they are going to offset each other, that is, they are going to be of same value. So if they both are of the same value, then I do not need to add or less anything, because वो number same होगा, तो minus plus का impact zero ही होगा मेरे books में. For calculation purposes, the impact will be zero for me because of this specific line. The capital expenditure and depreciation will set off each other in the year 4. Okay. Then my interest into 1 minus tax I will add back, so I will assume it at 1.75 only. And change in working capital has been given to me as how much? Change in working capital has been given to me as 7.20. 7.20. So if I do this mathematics, then what will come? So I will subtract 7.20. I will add back 1.75. So what I will get is 40.62 I will get.
Yes.
Has everybody got 40.62 as their FCFF of the terminal year?
Yes.
Can you come back on this depreciation? Why we are not considering that?
Yes.
In capex also we are not considering.
So see, what line has been used is the capital expenditure and depreciation will offset each other. So see, what we are doing, we are adding back the depreciation, we are reducing the capex. Okay, if they are going to offset each other, what does it mean? My capex is going to be equal to my depreciation. So if my capex is 15 rupees, my depreciation is also 15 rupees. So what would I do? I will write here 15 and I will write here 15 minus 15. So impact will be zero only. So यहाँ पे plus 15, यहाँ पे minus 15, impact will come zero only. So by instead of writing plus 15 or minus 15 or trying to calculate those values, what I am doing is I am directly writing it as zero. I am not putting my head in calculating what are the values going to be in the year 4.
Okay. And the change in working capital should be from year 1 to terminal year, or from the previous year to last year?
This is a change directly they have given. This is a change directly, sir. Read the word. It is a change.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is the value. This is my value on year 4. Year 4 का end का value मेरा calculate हो गया है. Okay. Now I have to calculate the terminal value. What I have to calculate? Please read. I have to calculate present value of the terminal value. So step 1 will be, I will calculate the terminal value. Terminal value of FCFF I will calculate. So what was my formula that we learned? Value of the firm is equals to FCFF of the previous year into 1 plus growth divided by WACC minus G. Now, when you have calculated directly value of the terminal year of the year 4, that is already लास्ट ईयर का FCFF प्लस 1 प्लस ग्रोथ रेट आपने ऑलरेडी इंक्लूड करके 40.62 कैलकुलेट किया है. So my numerator will be 40.62. My denominator will be what? WACC, that is 12. My growth will be what? 2%. Growth 2% कहाँ दिया हुआ है? If you read this particular line, growth of 2% has been given here. EBITDA will grow by 2%. So if I try to solve this, my terminal year का FCFF will be 406.2. Okay, अब उन लोग ने मेरे को बोला है इसकी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकालिए. Calculate the present value. So whenever you are calculating present value of terminal year, your answer will be terminal value divided by 1 plus R in raised to the power n minus 1. So your terminal value is how much? 406.2 divided by 1 plus R for this purpose is 12%. N minus 1, terminal value was for the 4th year, so 4 minus 1, that is 3rd year, and you will get the answer. If you solve this, you will get the answer of
89.12.
289.12. Now the question comes, sir, everywhere you have taught us it is future value divided by 1 plus R raised to the power n. Here in terminal value you are teaching us it is raised to the power n minus 1. So logic behind using n minus 1 in the terminal year is कि if you see this particular formula, आप ये formula अगर देखते हो, FCFF into 1 plus growth divided by WACC minus G. So if you can see, once you have already discounted everything here, okay, आपने एक बार सब कुछ को डिवाइड करके यहाँ पे डिस्काउंट कर दिया है, तो आप जब फ्यूचर में इसको डिस्काउंट कर रहे हैं, आप हर बार टर्मिनल वैल्यू को n-1 से डिस्काउंट करेंगे. दैट इज अ थंब रूल. ओके, you have to always remember that whenever there is a terminal value, you will discount it basis n-1. Please never forget this rule, otherwise you will end up making mistake. If it is a case of terminal value, you will always discount it basis n-1.
The answer is also given 406.2 to confuse us.
Yes, it is just given to confuse you. Your answer will be 289.12. Okay, now if in this sum you would have been asked to calculate the terminal value of FCFE. Hello?
I have a question here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, in this case 406, we have taken the why we have not multiplied the growth rate over there.
This is directly we have calculated for the 4th year directly. We have calculated it for the 4th year directly. If we would have calculated for the 3rd year, then we would have to multiply 1 plus G. But because the information has been given to us, that's why we have calculated for the 4th year directly. And that is why we have not taken 1 plus G karke calculation. If I would have calculated FCFF for 3rd year and then I would have calculated that, then the question would be different. But यहाँ पे I have already got the values, I have got the multiplications and the numbers. So I will use that and I will calculate the value of the terminal value and then I will solve this.
So the question can be changed to calculate the terminal value for the 3rd year. Then the things will change.
So you will have to, what you will have to do, you will have to create one more column here. Okay, and 3rd year का वैल्यू डाल दीजिए. So आप यहाँ पे देखिए, मैंने यहाँ पे जैसे सम सॉल्व किया है. Okay, I have already put the values of 3rd year here. You can, in that case, what you will do, you will take this into 1 plus growth rate of 2%. आप देखिए यहाँ से फिर आपका question answer 24.11 से start होगा in that case.
In this Excel sheet, you have shown this PV of TV is 251.67. Does that match with the answer?
This is FCFE, sir. Please do not confuse yourself.
Okay, TV of FCFE 360.92. Is it there in the answer sheet?
Sir, that is, I'm coming to it. Don't reach to the conclusion so quickly, sir. Let's go step by step.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, please. Okay, so FCFF we have closed, FCFF we have completed. Now in the exam, they can ask you further question that calculate the value of FCFE of the terminal year. Okay, So how will you calculate FCFF of the terminal year? You have already calculated, that is 40.62. In that you will make the adjustment of 1.75 of interest into 1 minus tax. This and this are 0. So your FCFE will be how much? 40.62 minus 1.75. That will come to 38.87. अब आपको इसका टर्मिनल वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करना है. यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट, अगर 38.87 का टर्मिनल वैल्यू, द सेम लॉजिक ऑफ दिस विल गो ऑन इन दैट ऑल्सो. हाउ यू विल डू, because there is no space in that sheet, so I will just show it to you here. Value of equity shall be equals to FCFE of previous year into 1 plus growth divided by KE minus G. So आपका ये आया 38.87 divided by KE. How much you had calculated? We had calculated cost of equity as 12.77 minus growth of 2%. So if you will solve this, you will get this answer only 360.92. And iska present value, if you have to calculate, the present value will be 360.92 divided by 1 plus 12.77% raised to the power n minus 1, that is 4 minus 1, that is 3. So आप इसको solve करोगे तो आपका आंसर ये आएगा 251.67. Okay, so all those FCFE वाला questions have not been asked. Okay, मतलब वो questionnaire में नहीं है, but मैंने यहाँ पे already solve करके बना के आप लोग को दिया हुआ है. Okay, I have already solved and I have made it.
नीरज जी, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, जैसे अब आपने क्वेश्चन किया है, हमें करीबन यहाँ पे 40 मिनट लग गए करने में.
करेक्ट.
अब हम एग्जाम में हमारे पास इतना टाइम होता नहीं है.
सर अब देखिए, वाई अभी 40 मिनट्स क्यों लगे, क्योंकि हमने ये मैनुअली किया सब कुछ. हमने यहाँ पे पेन और पेपर पे ये सारा चीज किया. देखिए, अगर एक्सेल पे किया होता तो मैंने ये वाला जो पूरा कॉलम है ईयर 0 का, वो बनाने में मेरे को टाइम लगता, बट ईयर 4 का तो मैं खाली वैल्यू रिप्लेस करता, आंसर आ जाता. एक्सेल में मैं यहाँ पे, जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे बॉक्स बनाया है, ओके, मैं तो यहाँ पे बस खाली नंबर की इन करता तो मेरे को आंसर फटाफट आ जाता. वापस से मेरे को प्लस माइनस करने का टाइम लगता ही नहीं.
वो प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी.
प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी सर, मतलब. एंड
उसमें हमें ईयर 1, ईयर 2, ईयर 3 भी कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा.
नहीं सर, वो मैंने आप लोग को समझाने के लिए, फॉर योर पर्पसेस, फॉर एजुकेशनल पर्पसेस आई हैव कैलकुलेटेड दैट.
बट वी कैन डायरेक्टली कैलकुलेट.
यू कैन डायरेक्टली कैलकुलेट, बिकॉज सर अभी क्या है, अगर एग्जाम में ईयर 2 का पूछ लिया तो इसलिए मैंने कैलकुलेट करके दिखाया हुआ है कि जब आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, व्हेन यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग, यू कैन प्रैक्टिस इट कंप्लीटली. आई एम टेलिंग यू सर, दिस क्वेश्चन केम टू मी एज अ सरप्राइज इन माय एग्जाम. This was the first time I was solving the question, and it took me 20 minutes in the exam hall also to solve it. Okay. So if you guys practice it, it will not take a lot of time. Okay, right now, because see, here we are catering around 40 people. Okay, we are catering different doubts also. That's why we are taking little longer time. Okay,
that's right.
But in the examination hall, once you have understood the question and you are attempting it, it will not take this much amount of time.
So we also interrupt you in between.
That's fine. That's fine. So that is how we all will learn now. Because sir, at times what happens, you will have some doubt and similar doubt will be there with some other member also, but they are not asking. Okay.
That's right.
But if you will ask, their doubt will also get clarified.
That's right. Thank you.
Yes. So this is one of the very important sum that we have done. So mean median mode sum we did yesterday. Okay. Lakshman analyst also we did. No, we have not done Lakshman analyst. So we will now do this sum. So let's read this sum. This is very simple sum, but interesting sum overall. Mr. Lakshman, a research analyst, was hired to Value ABC Limited, a company that is currently experiencing rapid growth and expansion. Lakshman is an expert in communication industry and has an extensive research for valuing such firms. Okay. फिर क्या बोला हुआ है? Lakshman can reliably obtain through 3 stages. वो बोल रहा है कि 3 स्टेज से आप वैल्यू निकाल सकते हो. यहाँ पे क्या दिया हुआ है? आज का करंट FCFE, that is year 0 का FCFE that has been given to you is 1 rupee. He prepared a forecast that stage 1 growth will be 8%, that is for year 1, 2, 3. Stage 2 growth will be 7%, that is for year 4. 6.5% for year 5 and 6% for year 6. Okay, and after the 7th year there will be a constant growth rate. तो आपका जो ईयर नंबर 7 है वो आपका टर्मिनल ईयर है. सो आपको इस पे टर्मिनल ईयर पे डिस्काउंटिंग करना है तो आप कैसे करोगे, आप करोगे n-1 से. तो आपका डिस्काउंटिंग हर बार 6th ईयर पे होगा. ये 7th ईयर है तो आपका डिस्काउंटिंग n-1 6th ईयर पे होगा. Further data that has been given to you is, moreover, Lakshman is determined that company has a beta of 1.6. The current risk-free rate is 3% and equity risk premium is 5%. Other financial information आपको कुछ दी हुई है. सबसे पहले आपको पूछा हुआ है कैलकुलेट द रिक्वायर्ड रेट ऑफ रिटर्न. तो यहाँ पे आपसे केई पूछा गया है. तो केई का फॉर्मूला क्या है? द फॉर्मूला फॉर केई इज आरएफ प्लस बीटा इंटू आरएम माइनस आरएफ. So my RF कितना है मेरा?
3%.
RF is 3% plus my beta is 1.6 multiplied by RM minus RF. So risk premium directly they have given to me is 5%. Risk premium RP is nothing but RM minus RF. तो ये 5% है. अगर मैं इसको सॉल्व करूंगा तो कितना आएगा?
11%.
So 11% is my answer for this. Now comes the entire building of the sum. अब आता है बिल्डिंग करना सम का, कैसे आप सम को बिल्ड करोगे. तो हमें टर्मिनल वैल्यू निकालनी है एट द एंड ऑफ 6th ईयर. So how we build such kind of a sum? Okay, so let's go on a spreadsheet because this is only possible in spreadsheet. And remember what were our column? Our first column was year. Second column here I have to put as growth because there is a growth which has been given. I'm just muting all of you because there is a lot of noise coming. Yeah. My second column will be growth. Third column will be my FCFE, or I can say cash flows. My fourth column will be present value at the rate of what? Because it is FCFE, my cash flow will be discounted at cost of equity. Okay, next column will be my FCFE multiplied by cost of equity. These will be my 5 columns. So I will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my 7th year is the terminal year. So this is my terminal year. My growth that has been given to me, what are the rates of growth that has been given to me? For the first 3 years, it is 8%, then it is 7%, 6.5%, and 6%. So first 3 years का है 8%, फिर 7%, फिर 6.5%, फिर 6%, and the perpetual growth rate is 4%. Okay, my FCFF for year 0 का FCFF मेरे को FCFE दिया हुआ है 1 रुपी. तो year 1 का FCFE कितना होगा? This multiplied by 1 plus growth. Year 2 का कितना होगा? This multiplied by 1 plus growth. Year 3 will be this multiplied by 1 plus growth. So I can pull this formula down till here. I'm pulling it till here. Okay, for my 7th year, that is a terminal year, what is the formula? What we have learned? We have learned the garden growth model. What is the formula of garden growth model? Dividend for the previous year, that is FCFE for the previous year into.
Sir.
Yes.
So I have one question कि वहाँ पे ऊपर लाइन लिखी हुई है कि हमने सेकंड स्टेज की डिक्लाइनिंग ग्रोथ को इग्नोर करना है. तो इट मींस कि हमने वो जो सेकंड स्टेज की ग्रोथ लिखी हुई इसको इग्नोर करके मतलब फर्स्ट स्टेज की 8% स्टेज कोई फॉरएवर लेना है.
नहीं मैम, वो तो आप उसका वो थॉट प्रोसेस है. दिस इज हिज थॉट प्रोसेस, बट डेटा दैट हैज बीन गिवन टू यू आफ्टर दैट इज दिस एंड ही हैज वर्कड ऑन दिस डेटा इटसेल्फ.
सर बट बीएल चक्रवर्ती सर की बुक मैंने देखी थी, उसमें उन्होंने इसको इग्नोर करके स्पेसिफिकली लिखा हुआ है.
नहीं मैम, वैसे नहीं होगा ये सम सॉल्व. दिस हैज टू बी सॉल्व्ड इन दिस फैशन ओनली. डिक्लाइनिंग ग्रोथ रेट बोला हुआ है उसने, यहाँ पे कहीं बोला नहीं है कि आपको इग्नोर करना है उसको. इसने बोला है कि डिक्लाइनिंग ग्रोथ रेट आपको यूज करनी है, एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी आर यूजिंग. 8 से 7, 7 से 6 एंड 6 से 5. ओके, सो दिस इज डिक्लाइनिंग ग्रोथ रेट दैट वी आर यूजिंग.
ओके सर.
ओके, तो यहाँ पे आपका टर्मिनल ईयर का क्या होगा फॉर्मूला? डिविड FCFE फॉर प्रीवियस ईयर इनटू 1 प्लस ग्रोथ रेट. ग्रोथ रेट कितना है यहाँ पे? 4%. दिस एंटायर थिंग डिवाइडेड बाय KE माइनस G, KE हमने कितना कैलकुलेट किया था 11% माइनस 4%. So I will just want all of you to calculate this number on your screen because इसमें जनरली लोगों को डेसिमल ब्रैकेट लगाने में इशू हो जाता है.
तो मेरा 22.50 आया.
मैम आपने कहीं ब्रैकेट गलत लगाया है.
नहीं, एक्चुअली फ्रैक्शन मेरा ज्यादा है इसीलिए.
ओके ओके, तो 22.61 आएगा. ये आपका क्या हुआ? दिस इज योर टर्मिनल वैल्यू. तो मैं यहाँ पे इसको टीवी लिख के रख रहा हूँ. अब मेरा आता है प्रेजेंट वैल्यू एट द रेट ऑफ कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी. मेरा दिस डिवाइडेड बाई 1 प्लस 11% इज माई कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी. दिस विल बी रेज टू द पावर ऑफ द ईयर. तो इसको मैं यहाँ पे पुल कर देता हूँ. नाउ कम्स द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन कि आप जो टर्मिनल वैल्यू है इसको कौन से ईयर से डिस्काउंट करोगे. तो हमने क्या सीखा था? दिस विल ऑलवेज बी डिस्काउंटेड बाय n-1. एवरी अदर ईयर विल गेट डिस्काउंटेड बाय इट्स रिस्पेक्टिव ईयर, बट द टर्मिनल वैल्यू विल ऑलवेज बी डिस्काउंटेड बाय n-1. तो यहाँ पे 6th ईयर से ही ये डिस्काउंट होगा. तो अब टोटल वैल्यू ऑफ फर्म कितना आ जाएगा? दिस मल्टीप्लाइड बाय दिस. तो मैं यहाँ पे इसको पुल कर देता हूँ एंड मैं यहाँ पे टोटल लिख देता हूँ. तो देखिए मेरा ये आंसर आ गया 17.48. सो नाउ इफ आई रीड ऑल द क्वेश्चंस एंड लेट्स सी अपना आंसर मिल रहा है कि नहीं. So terminal value of the 6th year is closest to, we have calculated that is closest to 22.61. वो हमने वहाँ पे कैलकुलेट किया. Formula that we used here was garden growth model. FCFE of the previous year multiplied by 1 plus growth divided by cost of equity minus growth. This is the formula which we used. The per share value of the RAM is assigning to Lakshman is closest to. तो ये हमने कैलकुलेट किया value of the firm total, that is present value of all the future cash flow. ये हमने कैलकुलेट किया तो 17.48 आया. तो ये हमारा 17.48 आ गया.
क्वेश्चन जो तुम्हें पूछा है टर्मिनल वैल्यू इन ईयर 6 पूछा है यहाँ पे.
हाँ, तो सर टर्मिनल वैल्यू हर बार n-1 मानी जाती है ना. तो इसे हाँ, टर्मिनल वैल्यू इज ऑलवेज n-1. जिस ईयर से आपका कांस्टेंट ग्रोथ रेट स्टार्ट होता है दैट इज द टर्मिनल ईयर. ओके, तो आपका हर बार वो लिखा ही वैसे जाता है n-1 की.
अच्छा
सर, एक क्वेश्चन है सर.
हाँ सर.
Now per value of share, the per share value Ram should assign to the Lakshman.
हाँ.
Now it can be read in such a way that is FCFE value or now I just want to understand the terminology second way around. Because when in exam things, when you the share value per Ram should assign to the Lakshman, so you have to calculate the cash flow of the whole year end value ना ऐसा. तो इसका meaning क्या होता है per value का? Means FCFE value to the shareholders, जिसे enterprise value बोलते हैं. Now terminal value year end 6. Now that is the year end 6. We are going to specific year end only. Then total of sum करते हैं.
तो टोटल वैल्यू यहाँ पे इसलिए सी दिस इज द टर्मिनल वैल्यू 22.61 इज द टर्मिनल वैल्यू वी कैलकुलेटेड. वैल्यू ऑफ फर्म इज प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ ऑल फ्यूचर कैश फ्लोज. ओके, so this is value of the firm. हमने वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी मतलब वैल्यू ऑफ द शेयर दैट वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड. वैल्यू ऑफ शेयर पूछा गया है. शेयर क्या होता है? शेयर आपका इक्विटी होता है. तो वहां पे आपको FCFE ही कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा. करेक्ट. So what I have done the present value of all the future cash flows. So I have taken all the future FCFEs. Okay, and then I have discounted it with the cost of equity, and then I have added all those things. So then it comes to 17.48. So this is value of
equity. We can secondly FCFE we can term it is a FCFE.
FCFE is the value of equity only, sir. FCFE बोलिए या value of equity बोलिए, it's all the same.
Intrinsic value of the.
Okay.
ठीक है. अब आता है फ्री लास्ट क्वेश्चन जो आपको पूछा गया है, कैलकुलेट द फ्री कैश फ्लो ऑफ द फर्म इज क्लोजेस्ट टू. अब आपको पूछा है फर्म का FCFF इज क्लोजेस्ट टू. तो हम लोग अभी तक क्या कर रहे थे? अभी अब आपको यहाँ पे चॉकलेट वाला फॉर्मूला लगाना है. अब आपको इस केस में बोला गया है आपको पूरा चॉकलेट का वैल्यू कैलकुलेट करना है. ठीक है, आपको ये बोला गया है. आपको बोला गया है यहाँ पे ये दे दिया गया है कि मदर का शेयर आपको पता है इट इज ऑलरेडी हमने कैलकुलेट कर लिया है. मदर का शेयर वी नो दैट इट इज ₹1 पर शेयर. ओके, ईयर 0 पे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. ओके, वी नो दैट इट इज ₹1 पर शेयर. अब आपको बोला गया है पूरी चॉकलेट का वैल्यू निकालने के लिए. तो आप कैसे निकालोगे? इस 1 पे आप अगर यहाँ पे जो आपका इंटरेस्ट का कॉस्ट है और आपका प्रेफरेंस शेयर का कॉस्ट है अगर वो एड बैक कर दोगे तो 1 का वैल्यू आ जाएगा. आप सॉरी पूरा फर्म का वैल्यू आ जाएगा। तो
Yes.
अगर अपना ये वाला शीट था जहाँ पे FCFF का फॉर्मूला हमने यहाँ पे लिखते हैं, हम लोग FCFF पहले कैलकुलेट करते थे। उसमें हम लोग क्या करते थे, इंटरेस्ट इंटू 1 माइनस टैक्स हम लोग माइनस करते थे प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड, एंड फिर हम लोग ऐड बैक करते थे चेंजेस इन डेट। तो इससे जो रिजल्टेंट नंबर आता था वो आता था FCFE। अब मेरे को अगर FCFE से ट्रैवल करना है FCFF, तो हाउ कैन आई ट्रैवल? आई विल ऐड बैक interest, I will add back preference dividend, I will subtract the debt, then I will get the FCFF. So if I have to calculate that in this sum, तो मेरे को यहाँ पे क्या इंफॉर्मेशन बोली गई है? मेरे को बोली गया है यहाँ पे देखिए, आउटस्टैंडिंग नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स इज 100 lakhs, टैक्स इज 40% एंड इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंसेस 30 lakhs. ओके, सो मेरा FCFE कितना है? ₹1 into 100, that is 100, प्लस इंटरेस्ट इंटू 1 माइनस टैक्स अगर मैं करता हूं तो मेरा इंटरेस्ट कितना है? 30 lakhs का इंटू 1 माइनस टैक्स कितना है मेरा? 40% का टैक्स है। तो ये आ जाएगा 18 रुपीज। तो अगर मैं इसको ऐड बैक करता हूं देन माय आंसर विल बी 118 रुपीज इज द फ्री कैश फ्लो टू द फर्म। तो FCFF is closest to 118 rupees. FCFE is 17.48. ठीक है, case study 6 we have already completed.
The point in the previous, Neeraj, is that how to catch the question first.
Sir, whenever there is
question.
हाँ, so sir there are two things. एक तो आप more and more you practice, you will be able to understand the gimmicks of the question. Second thing, always remember whenever there is anything asked in relation to the share price of the in the question, then share price related things will be FCFE. Okay, and if anything is asked relating to the firm completely, then it will be FCFF. अगर आप उतना सोच के सम को सॉल्व करेंगे ना, it will become little more clearer to you. Whenever there will be FCFE, you will discount it by cost of equity. Whenever it will be FCFF, you will discount it by WACC. You take this 3-4 steps and try to solve more and more case studies. आपका practice हो जाएगा, then it will become more easier for you.
And how much marks does this carry?
Sir, this question will carry 6 marks. Sorry, this question will carry 8 marks because there are 4 portions. So
2
it will
marks
carry
for
8
each
marks.
question.
This will carry 8 marks, right?
Correct.
And in how much time it should be solved according
Sir,
to
generally, if you will ask me, each case study should not take more than 10 minutes of yours.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है,
Like in the third question.
अभी जो अपने 20 क्वेश्चन अभी यही चल रहे हैं कि नया कुछ आया हुआ है?
सर इसमें नए भी कुछ क्वेश्चंस है, पुराने भी कुछ क्वेश्चंस है। सर होता क्या है कि दे हैव अ ट्रेंड। ओके, राइट नाउ जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल जो हमने FCFF वाला जो सिनेरियो 1 सिनेरियो 2 वाला सब किया, यू विल नॉट बिलीव अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर हर बंदे के एग्जाम में वो क्वेश्चन आता था। ठीक है, देन वो क्वेश्चन बंद हो जाता है थोड़ा टाइम के लिए, इट गोज आउट ऑफ टच। आफ्टर 3-4 months इट विल अगेन स्टार्ट अपीयरिंग।
मतलब आपका ये 27 क्वेश्चन है, ये बैंक है सर?
हाँ सर,
ये बैंक कर लेंगे तो 20 मार्क आ जाएगा।
सर 20 मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है सर, आई कांट कंफर्म, मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस है 95% ऑफ माय स्टूडेंट्स हैव टोल्ड मी कि इसमें से 20 मार्क्स में से एटलीस्ट 2 सम तो पक्का इसमें से आ ही जाते हैं। बहुत स्टूडेंट का 3 सम भी आता है, 60-70% का तीनों सम इसमें से आ जाता है। कुछ ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिसका 2 सम तो आता ही आता है। रेयरली किसी का बहुत बैड लक हुआ तो 1 सम आता है। ओके, बट मैक्सिमम मेजॉरिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हैव सेड 2 सम तो पक्का इसमें से आ जाता है।
I got 2 sum out of this.
स्टैंडर्ड बढ़ गया सर वापस थियरी?
मैम सर थ्योरी का तो देखिए कोई हिसाब किताब नहीं है, मतलब थ्योरी का तो मैं आई कांट कमेंट ऑन थ्योरी बिकॉज़ इट इज
11 UA का सम भी कराइएगा, वो भी आया था मेरे एग्जाम में।
ठीक है मैम, 11 UA भी करवा देंगे।
Question number 4.
हाँ,
This third question says the per share value Ram should assign. Now, how do you come to know that what question is being asked?
and that is by practice you will come to know what they are asking. See, per share value is asking, that's why I started with 1 rupee per share. Okay, that's why I started with 1 rupee per share and I calculated per share value, and then they asked me free cash flow nikalna, that's why I multiplied it with outstanding share in that case. Okay, so because
because you will practice it constantly, then you will be able to read it. Otherwise, lot of time what members do, I will tell you that also. Lot of members just यहाँ पे they do this into 100, they solve the entire sum, okay, and then after this, when they are asked to calculate the per share value, they divide this by 100. So this is also one of the way to calculate the value of the per share value. You can pull your ears from this side or this side, answer will be same only.
Right.
Neeraj, in question number 4, FCFS you have calculated at year 0.
Yes.
So how did you, because they have not mentioned any year here.
Yes.
So in the exam, how would we conclude that it is year 0 and not year 1 or 2 or 3?
Okay, so that you will have to conclude basis little bit of your gut feeling also, because there is no other information given. Plus there is all this information of outstanding and interest expenses can be of the year 0 only. Otherwise they would have specified that this is the outstanding or this is the interest in the terminal year, and then you would have to take all this in calculation of the terminal value also. But because nothing like that has been mentioned, that's why we have assumed that this is all information has been asked for year 0.
नीरज जी, जो इससे दिसंबर में जो क्वेश्चंस आए थे उसमें उन्होंने कुछ ऐसे लिखा था 0.02% में, मतलब उन्होंने अलग अलग एग्जामिनेशन दी थी वो, मतलब ये जो इसमें जो क्वेश्चंस आपने दिए हुए उसमें से क्वेश्चन नहीं मिले थे उसमें मेरे को।
ओके, तो सर आपके पास अगर कुछ क्वेश्चंस है तो आप वो भेज दीजिएगा, मैं उसको ऐड कर दूंगा।
वो सर क्वेश्चन इतना लेंथी था, वो मैं उसको रिमेम्बर करके घर पे आके लिखने की कोशिश में भूल गया उसको।
ओके देखिए नीचे होगा शायद, कोई और सम में होगा वो।
कैपिटल बजटिंग का क्वेश्चन बहुत घूम रहा था।
हाँ सर वो करेंगे, अभी नेक्स्ट सम वही करने वाले,
वो समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है सर।
नेक्स्ट सम वही करने वाले कैपिटल बजट। सर आई थिंक सो आप ये वाला सम ही बोल रहे हो।
हाँ एक मिनट, हाँ यही है सर,
करेक्ट। तो दिस इज लाइक आई थिंक सो आईबीपीआई का फेवरेट क्वेश्चन है ये, एंड मतलब फॉर मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट जो भी आईबीपीआई का
इसका आंसर रटता है लेकिन कैसे है पता नहीं है।
करेक्ट वो रटने से मत कीजिए, रटना मत कीजिए, अपन सॉल्व करेंगे, बहुत सिंपल है, इट इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इजीएस्ट सम। ओके, तो इसको सम करेंगे और इसमें हम लोग एक्सेल में कैसे इसको करते हैं ट्रिक भी सीखेंगे हम लोग। ओके, तो कैपिटल पहले इसमें आप लोग को कॉन्सेप्ट समझने का जरूरत है, यहाँ पे क्या क्या चीज पूछ रहा है वो आपसे। तो आप लोग को एनपीवी का कॉन्सेप्ट याद है, हम लोग ने फर्स्ट डे पे पढ़ा था एनपीवी का कॉन्सेप्ट। व्हाट इज एनपीवी? एनपीवी का मतलब हमारा क्या होता है, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ इनफ्लो माइनस प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ आउटफ्लो, ये हमारा एनपीवी का मतलब है। और दूसरा मतलब हमने सीखा था आईआरआर का। आईआरआर इज दैट रेट ऑफ रिटर्न at which NPV is 0। तो ये दोनों कॉन्सेप्ट्स के ऊपर हम लोग ये वाला सम सॉल्व करेंगे। ओके, फॉर दिस स्पेसिफिक सम यू कैन नॉट डू दिस सम इफ यू आर नॉट यूजिंग एक्सेल। अगर आप आउटलुक यूज नहीं, मतलब ये ऑफिस यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं या एक्सेल यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो आप ये सम सॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे। यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू सॉल्व दिस सम इफ यू आर नॉट यूजिंग एक्सेल। ओके, so how you will solve this sum? The data that has been given to you is a project needs to be started from following details. Fixed asset is 60,000 and recovery is 10,000. Working capital is 20,000 and recovery is 20,000. Okay. Annual operational details have been given to you are sales in unit is 2,000 units. Sales price is 30 rupees. Variable cost is 10 rupees and fixed cost is 10,000 rupees. Okay. Then you have been given tax rate of 40%. Time value of money is 14%. Depreciation to be calculated on straight line value. So depreciation, how much it will be? You are investing rupees 60,000.
20%.
You are going to get recovery of 10,000, and your period is for 5 years. So your depreciation will be how much?
10,000.
And recovery is residual value. What is
yes,
it?
and recovery is the residual value. That is the inflow.
And in working capital, what is and recovery in working
that
capital?
is whatever you will have the working capital 20,000 you will receive back at the end of the year.
Working capital is 20,000 and the same will be recovered.
No loss.
नीरज जी, यदि इसमें वर्किंग कैपिटल में एंड रिकवरी 0 होती तब उसको क्या ट्रीटमेंट करते, एक बार वो भी समझा दीजिए।
हाँ सर, ओके। So now let's construct this sum.
Excuse me, एक मिनट, ये एंड रिकवरी पे जाइए जरा प्लीज।
Yes.
working capital 20,000 and recovery 20,000. That means entire 20,000 working capital will be recovered. That you,
Yes.
what you?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay.
So let's try to construct this sum. So first, because we have to use Excel in this, we will have to construct the sum completely formula based. Okay, we will have to make it a complete formula based. Then the Excel formula of GoalSeek will work on this. So how we will construct this? First, I will write my sales quantity. Here my sales quantity, they have told me 2000 is my sales quantity. Then my price, sales price, they have told me is 30 rupees. Then they have told me my variable cost is 10 rupees and my fixed cost is
10,000.
10,000 rupees. Okay. Now let's construct the sum basis this.
Sales.
I will write here year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because the question is for 5 years. Okay. So what is my outflow in the first 0th year? What is my outflow? Fixed asset and working capital I am investing. Fixed asset I am investing how much? 60,000 rupees. Working capital how much I am investing? I am investing 20,000 rupees.
20,000.
So this is my outflow in the 0th year. So this is one thing done. Then my inflow comes. Inflow will start from my sales. Sales how much it will be for the first year? Let's construct it first. 2,000 multiplied by 30. This will be my sales. From this, I will subtract
Cost.
my variable cost.
20,000.
My variable cost will be 2,000 into 10. So I will just put a minus symbol here so that it is easy to subtract. Less fixed cost. My fixed cost is minus 10,000. So what is my cash profit? Cash profit before tax. If I use this terminology, then my cash profit before tax is 30,000. Is this still here? Everybody is with me? Yes. On this, I will have to pay tax at the rate 30%.
But will you not be considering depreciation?
I generally calculate the directly benefit of depreciation. You can calculate it as a separate line also.
Okay.
So this into 40%. So my cash profit after tax is kitna? My tax profit, my cash profit is 18,000. On this, I will add back benefit of depreciation after tax. So how much it is? My 10,000 is my depreciation, and tax benefit that I'm going to get on is 44,000 rupees. So this is my tax benefit that I'm getting. So my net cash profit is this
22.
plus this. So now tell me, will year number 1 ka numbers stay same for all the remaining 4 years? Yes, no, maybe. If you read the sum once again, what do you feel?
Yes, it will be same.
Because there is no other information given, so you will assume that these are the numbers going to be for the next 4 years also. So what I will do is I will just put equals to and I will copy paste it here. Okay. And reason why I'm showing you, like, you might feel that this is very childish way that I'm showing you that you have to put equal to and all, but there is a logic behind it, because when we will use GoalSeek, then you will realize why I have used this particular formula. Okay. And last year, what will be my further inflow? I will have fixed asset and working capital ka recovery amount. Whatever was my recovery amount
in last year.
In the last year, I will get. So what was my recovery amount? 10,000 I was getting for fixed asset and 20,000 I was getting for my working capital. Okay. So my total outflow / inflow, if I make it a column, so my total would be for 0th year, my outflow will be 80,000. For first year, my inflow is this 22, 22, 22. And my last year, my inflow is 22 plus 30.
22.
Correct. Now, what we decided, whenever we take any decision in the finance field, we will bring all this value down to the present value. So present value at the rate 14% they have given. Okay, so how do I write the formula for that? 1 divided by 1 plus 14% raised to the power of the year. This comes. So if I multiplied my cash flows multiplied by PV, so my cash flow will be this into this. So now what was the formula for NPV? NPV formula what we learned was present value of inflow minus present value of outflow. So what is my present value of inflow? That is my summation of this 5 years, because these are my inflows. And what is my present value of outflow? This. So my, I will just mute. Yeah. So my present value of inflow minus present value of outflow, that is my NPV. If I have to see, if I add these two, my NP will come as 11,109, and that is my answer also. So if all member understood till this point, if till this point, if you have understood, then we can go to the next stage.
Dheeraj, I have a question.
Yes.
This is regarding why have we not deducted depreciation in the first year?
You can deduct depreciation here, okay, and you can take the tax benefit and then calculate the cash flows. I have directly computed the cash flows. Okay, you can use normal profit after tax and then add back the depreciation and take the benefit. Answer will be same only.
I think you do it for the sake of convenience, so that we are not confused.
Okay, so first I will complete the sum and then I will do it.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Okay.
And one more thing. At the end of the 5th year, you have generated additional cash inflow of 30,000.
Correct.
Are we considering that the firm will be closed?
Yes, because that is the information that has been given to us. That this is the end recovery.
Terminal year is given.
Okay, yeah. Right. And recovery means the firm will be terminated
yes.
after that.
Yes.
Okay. The business will be terminated.
Correct. Right. Okay, so now this is my first part. Answer is 11,109. Okay, so my first question that they have asked me, what is the NPV?
एक मिनट सर वापस एक्सेल पे जाए ना सर, सॉरी.
हाँ सर.
So मेरा present value was wrong. 91 minus. सर 91 के कर्सर पे लीजिए ना, 2C से लेके उधर तक लिया है ना. ओके 91 this sum. Okay, got it.
नीरज जी, इसको ड्रैग कैसे करते हैं अपने फार्मूला को जब
आप यहाँ पे इसको बस आपने जिसमें लिखा द ईयर इन विच यू हैव रिटन द फॉर्मूला फॉर द फर्स्ट, जस्ट कॉपी दैट एंड पेस्ट इट डाउन हियर.
Okay.
Yeah. So now the second question, let's look. So
you can simply drag this, or you can simply drag the formula.
Yeah, you can simply drag the formula also. Okay. Second question that they have asked is, how many maximum units need to be sold if company wants to generate 14% return? If the company wants to generate 14% return, then that means the company is expecting a IRR of 14%. Okay. So they are asking you that if the company is expecting a IRR of 14%, then what is the quantity they should be selling? What is the quantity they should sell to get a IRR of 14%? So at a IRR of 14%, what should be the numerical implication of this? That your NPV, that is present value of inflow minus present value of outflow, should be equal to 0 at the rate 14%. Correct. So now let's take this particular sheet. I will just make a duplicate of this to show you the difference. So make a copy. So so now they have told us that we need that 14% return only. So I want to make this NPV, which has come at 11,009 rupees. I want to make this NPV as 0. And what I have to change? I have to change the quantity, because if you read the question, see, they have asked how many maximum units can be sold. Okay, so they are asking me what quantity if I sell, then my NPV will be exactly 0. Matlab, that is IRR will be 14%. So how can you do it in the simplest way? there is a functionality in Excel or in OpenOffice also. If you are using OpenOffice, you can use tools, and in tools ka drop down, you will get a option of goal seek. If you are using Excel, then in data, you will get a option of what if analysis. In this, you choose goal seek. So
can you slowly show me the sheet of Office this one?
So you go to this data tab.
Go to data, okay. In Office, this
in
thing.
Office, yes.
Okay.
And in
Then,
data tab, there is what if analysis.
Right, okay.
You click that, there is goal seek.
But this is in Excel.
Yes.
And what about this one, OpenOffice?
OpenOffice also I will show you.
Yeah, please. Because I was searching it today morning, I didn't get it.
Yeah. OpenOffice, you will go to tools.
Okay.
Here there is goal seek.
Okay, it is there, right?
Yeah.
I was searching in data, right? Okay,
no problem, sir. So here, if I will go to data, what if analysis, goal seek. Now, what I am going to tell goal seek to do. Goal seek is kind of my logical mind who knows what has to be done, but it does not know the calculation. So I'm telling him what has to be done. So I'm telling goal seek to set the cell value. What is my assumption that at IRR of 14%, my NPV is going to be 0. That is my assumption, and that is what is the logic we have learned also. So I am telling that my value, set cell value where my calculation of NPV is there, to the value of 0. Make it 0 by changing the value of what? What I have to change the value? I have to change the value of quantity, because that is what has been asked in the sum also. And you just press OK. You will see that it sum automatically calculates it. The answer is 1730. If you will see the yellow marking what I have done here, okay, that answer is 1730.
Now one question is solved.
So data में जाकर सर वापस फॉर्मूला लीजिए ना.
हाँ, वापस करूँगा.
डेटा में जाके.
One thing, Neeraj ji, ये PV is already taken as 14%. Then yes. IRR is also 14%. Then what's the problem?
No, sir. Now they are asking. See, when your PV was 14% and quantity was 2000, then you are generating a positive NPV of 11,000. Right. Okay. Now they are asking if you want to maintain only 14%. Okay. Then what is the quantity you want to sell? So if you only want to maintain 14%, that means your NPV has to be 0. Okay.
I could not get it because PV is already 14%
no,
here.
No, PV is 14%. Present value that has been given to you is 14%.
Right.
Okay. At 14%, you are earning a profit of 11,000 rupees. That you agree NPV pay.
Okay.
Now the second question they have asked you, how many maximum units need to be sold if you want to generate exactly 14% return? Okay. Right. If you want to exactly generate 14% return, then what is the quantity you want to sell?
Right.
Okay. So that comes the concept of IRR. IRR is that rate of return at which your NPV is 0.
NPV is 0. Please.
So here now I am saying if I want to make this NPV as 0, so I am going to data. I am telling my Excel sheet to do a searching that if I want to make this particular NPV as 0, I want to make this cell as 0 by changing what? By changing the quantity. Okay. Then please give me the exact quantity that I wanted. So they will give me an exact quantity of 1730. Okay. Now
so
if
it show me this formula once again, please. I have a question there.
Yeah. Goal seek. Set cell value. I am setting the cell value of NPV.
This is okay. This ये डॉलर कैसे आया लगा हुआ?
सर वो तो एक्सेल खुद लगा देता है. अगर आप नहीं लगता तो आप F4 is the functionality used for putting dollar, or you can manually also put the dollar.
Right. Okay. Right. ठीक है. Right.
Okay.
The six. Can you come back again?
Yeah. So what if analysis goal 6 set cell value B26 का value you want to set it as 0 by changing the value of the sales quantity. You press enter, answer will come. Okay. Okay. Now
I have a question here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If I do 11,100 multiplied by 14%, that is increasing that, and then dividing by per unit price, will I get it?
Ma'am, I have not tried that way. Once you
I am not getting actually. So I was whether that thinking pattern.
No, ma'am. That thinking will not work. No.
Yeah, that's why I'm not getting. But why is it not working? Because if I'm talking about return at 14% and return is 11,100.
No, because ma'am, your return 14% is for each year. And because of that, in each year, your discounting percentage is different. Now you see here it is 0.87, here it's 0.76, 0.67. So directly taking a flat 14% will not work.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So third question that they have asked you is, how many units you need to sold to make the exact 14% returns, but the sale price of the unit is reduced to 15 rupees. So now again they've asked you the same question, that if you want a NPV of 0 at 15 rupees of sale price. So I'm just changing this particular cell. I'm marking this cell as yellow. Okay, see, I'm just changing my sale price as rupees 15. And now they have told me again that now what should be the quantity you want that your NPV is 0. So I will again go to data. I will again go to what if analysis goal seek. I will tell it to change this value of B26 to 0 by changing what? Again changing the sales quantity. So it will throw the answer 6921. Okay, so you can see that NPV is 0. Now see, logically you have understood what has to be done. Okay. Now what happens if in exam hall you are unable to solve it? How do you crack this? See, it is very simple. Logically try to understand. They have given you 4 options only. Okay, you have understood the theory behind the concept also. Okay, so if you have got the 4 options and you have already made this entire sum like this, your answer for the first option has come as 11,009. What you have to do is you have to just put this 4 number as random values and check at what value your NPV is 0. So see, what I'm putting is 1620. My NPV is coming negative 4546. Okay, I am putting quantity as 1831. My NPV is coming positive 4147. I am putting NPV of 1991. It is coming as 10,000 rupees. Okay, then I'm putting as 1731. What was my option? It is coming at 27 rupees, which is nearest to 0. So logically, this is supposed to be my answer. If you are unable to use goal seek in the exam, then you can do it like this. Okay.
Hit and trial method.
Yes, I'm just showing you this hit and trial method because I do not want that you lose your 2 marks just because you are not very easy with Excel. See, all of us might not be exactly so easy with Excel. Some people might be little bit not very flexible with Excel because they have not used Excel that much in their life. So that is not a problem. Use some other way to find the answer. Okay. So I'm giving you this other way to find the answer if goal seek comes. See, goal seek is
doing valuation work, you always need to do Excel.
So,
you need to excel in Excel.
Yes, you need to excel, but sir, right now my target is to prepare you for examination. My target is not to prepare you for practical work. Okay, for that I have already made lot of videos on Excel tutorials also. Okay, so in my channel you will get lot of Excel tutorial videos also where you can learn Excel implementation as well. Okay, so that also I have made. Okay, so
Can you show this Excel screen for question number 3? Actually, there was problem in my net.
No problem, ma'am. So I will make my sale price to be 15, and now I will do what if analysis. Okay. So I will go to what if analysis. I will go to goal seek. I will tell it to change the value to 0 by changing the cell reference of the quantity. And I'll press OK. So it will calculate by itself and give me an answer of 6921.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So this sum is also done.
In that question also we can use the hit and trial method.
Yes. So now let's take one sum that we can complete in next 15 minutes so that let's take this sum. So Miss Mini believes garden growth constant model is appropriate for valuing the stock of the reliable electronics. The company had an EPS of 2 rupees per share in 2008. Retention ratio is 60. The company is expected to earn a ROE of 14% and the required rate of return is 11%. Assume that the dividends are paid at the end of the year. Okay. So let's solve it in Excel only. Case study number 13. Okay. So okay. So यहाँ पे let's see what all information has been given to us. First question they have asked is sustainable growth rate. Growth rate formula, what did we learn? G equals to B multiplied by R. So what all information has been given to us in the sum? You have given the value of B, retention has been given to you as 60%. R, that is rate of equity that has been given to you as 14%. So if you solve it, what you will get? 60 into 14%, 8.4%. Is this clear for all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Now they have given you calculate the price of the share at beginning of 2009. Okay. So price of the share calculate karna. The formula what you will use is price of the share equals to dividend of previous year into 1 plus growth divided by KE minus G. So what all values have been given to you? EPS is 2 rupees. So your dividend kitna hoga? Your retention is 60. So your dividend is 40. So your dividend will be 2 multiplied by 0.4, that is 0.8. So if I put all those numbers here, my dividend for previous year is 0.8.
Can you explain it again, dividend?
Yeah, EPS, earning per share is 2 rupees. My retention is 60%. Then my dividend ratio is what? 1 minus retention is my dividend that I'm going to pay to the public. So that is 40%. So earning per share into 40% is the dividend that I'm going to pay per share. So dividend is 2 into 0.4, that is 8.8 paisa.
Right. Thank you.
So 1 plus growth. Growth I've already calculated here, that is 8.4%. Divided by KE minus G. KE has been given to me as 11%. Minus growth again, what I've already calculated as 8.4%. Can somebody solve it?
33.35.
33.35. So this is my answer for this. Now comes
first question. You know what used as sustainable growth. What does it mean?
The growth rate, normal. Just that they have added one word sustainable to it. Okay. That does not change your formula.
Okay. I have a confusion here. Just in growth, R जो है वो मतलब मैंने ROE वाला लिया, मेरे को required rate of return से भी confusion हो रहा था मुझे.
Okay, okay. दोनों अलग है मैम. R is rate of return. आपका जो ROE है वो यहाँ पे आता है. G equals to B into R में ROE आता है. If you open the first step formulas also what I had explained, in that I had in the formula also I had written G equals to retention into ROE.
ROE is return on equity.
Yes. So return on equity and cost of equity are different things.
ठीक है. Though ROR is cost of equity.
Yes.
What is that then?
That is cost of equity, KE.
वो तो KE मतलब ROE हो गया ना?
KE ROR हो गया ना? Rate of return. That is the expected rate of return of your cost of equity.
Okay.
Now the third question is the most complicated one, and here you will have to assume certain things. Okay. So here what they've asked is calculate the present value of growth opportunities. So यहाँ पे खाली what they've asked you is calculate the present value of the growth opportunities. There is no direct formula to calculate the present value of growth opportunities. See, a share ka price, what have you calculated is a combination of growth as well as the retention, whatever you are making. It's a combination of both, that how much you are retaining, by that you are getting a growth ka answer, and that is the way you are calculating the dividend also. So now if they have asked you calculate the present value of growth opportunities, what I can calculate is if company does not have any growth. If company does not have any growth, then I can calculate that value. So if company does not have any growth, what does it mean? It is distributing entire money as dividend. If I was having a growth of 8.4%, one of my component was in this was my retention was 0.60. If now I am saying that company is not having any growth, I am assuming for the purpose of solving this sum that company is not having any growth. Okay, in that case, what will company do? Company will not retain anything. Because if company is not retaining anything, then company will pay everything as dividend. Then my EPS will equals to my DPS.
How does growth related to retention? How is growth related? Growth may be different. Retention the company may or may not retain. That is another thing.
Sir, see, right now, what business does logically, it's completely different. Right now, we are focusing on the formulas that we have. Okay, in the formula of growth, it has two elements. One is retention and one is the rate of return R. Okay, if the company is not having growth, I am assuming that company is not doing any growth. Then what is company going to do? Whatever company will earn, that company will pay as dividend. Is till that point logic clear? If I am not having any growth, I am not retaining any money for the company's growth, then what will I do? I will pay everything to the people as dividend. Is that logic clear to all of you?
G equal to R नहीं होगा B if P is
मैम
not
आते
there.
हैं, आप पहले मेरे को ये बताइए, अगर कंपनी का ग्रोथ नहीं हो रहा है तो कंपनी क्या करेगी? अपना EPS they will exactly pay EPS is to all the shareholders because they are not going to retain anything.
Correct.
Correct. Till this stage, let's go step by step. Don't go to the conclusion. Okay. Please keep your mind at a patience level. Okay. Let's go step by step. Now you are agreeing EPS will be equals to DPS.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see what is the formula for calculating price of the share. Formula of calculating price of the share is P equals to dividend of previous year into 1 plus growth divided by KE minus G. This is the formula that we have. So if I plot all those things in this formula, so now if my EPS is equals to DPS, then I'm going to pay exactly 2 rupees as my dividend.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Into 1 plus growth. Growth, what I have assumed that I'm not going to have any growth, so I can write 0%.
Yes.
Divided by KE. My cost of equity is 11%. Minus growth is of 0%. So now what I'm saying by this, I am saying that if company stays at a same level what it is, okay, and company does not do a growth, then every year it will earn exactly 2 rupees as profit and it will distribute this 2 rupees every year as dividend.
Yes.
Correct.
From where have you taken this 11%?
Sir, it is given in the sum now here.
Okay.
P is given.
Required rate of return.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now I'm saying if company is not having any growth, company is not doing any growth, okay, then what will happen? Company will every year earn 2 rupees. It will invest that in for the investor itself. They will not invest that in the business. Okay, they are not investing that money back into the business. They are giving entire 2 rupees to the investors. Okay, that is only when you have assumed that company is not having any growth. Okay, so in that case, what will be the price of the share?
18.18.
18. My price of the share, which I calculated at step 1, which included growth. Price of shares, including growth, was 33.35.
Yes.
Price of the shares without growth, growth के बिना कितना आया? 18.18. So can I say that component of growth
15.17.
is 15.17?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, and percentage level पे अगर मेरे को calculate करना है तो वो होगा 15.17 divided by 33.35%. That will come to how much? 15.17 divided by 33.35. That will come to 45.48%. So your one answer will be 45.48. One answer will be 15.17.
मेरे जी पॉइंट ये आता है कि ये जैसे अब ये कैलकुलेशन वर्ड लिखा है, कैलकुलेट प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटीज.
हाँ,
तो हमारे दिमाग में ये आइडिया आएगा कैसे? जो आपने तो एक एज्यूम कर लेते, हम हमारे दिमाग में ये आइडिया आए.
He's not telling about the price. Like price आपने.
सर देखिए, उसके लिए आपको क्या you have to elaborate your thought processes, okay, and that will only happen when you are solving more and more sum. Okay, see, you try to think like this, कि whenever you are calculating the price of share, okay, what all things you are taking into consideration. The formula that you are using for calculation of price of share is what? Is dividend you are using one component you are using growth, and one component you are using as cost of equity. These are the 3 components you are using. Now they have asked you to calculate the present value of growth opportunities. So they are asking one component, that is G. Is there the value they are asking of that? Now there is no other way. You know that there is no other way to calculate it. So you are trying to think something out of the box. Okay, and that is where you are thinking ki if there is no growth, then what is the value? Because that is the only possible value you can calculate, that if company is having no growth, then what is the value of the share? There is no other value numerically that you can calculate out of this data set that has been given to you. Okay, sir, I have spoken to many teachers who teach this. We have had elaborative discussion on this particular point number 3 ka question. Lot of teachers also get this problem, that how do you calculate this? Okay, so the only assumption that can stand valid in this is that if the company is not having any growth, that is the only value you can calculate. If you are able to calculate that, you subtract the value that you have calculated as an overall value of the share. What remains is the growth components.
Okay. क्योंकि अदरवाइज दिमाग में वहाँ पे ये प्रॉब्लम आती है कि इसका मीनिंग क्या निकाले, हाउ टू कैलकुलेट.
करेक्ट, बिकॉज हम लोग इफ वी आर इनटू इंडस्ट्री एंड ऑल, वी हैव अ सर्टेन assumption. When I saw this sum for the first time, my assumption was, I will very frankly tell you, मेरा assumption was, if company does not retain anything also, but still company will perpetually keep on growing. Okay, people will like its products, people will demand more, and everything will happen like that. I always assume that. Okay, कि ऐसा थोड़ी ना, it is not possible only that company will be at a zero growth. It can be company might be at a negative growth, or company might be at a positive growth also. Okay, but yes, for the sake of calculation, we have to go with the standard formulas what we have learned. Okay, what our logic says, what is the interpretation of the business, that is something separate. Okay, no business will have zero growth. It will have either positive or a negative growth. Okay, it is very rare that you will have exactly zero growth. Okay, but numerically is it possible? Yes, numerically it is possible to have a zero growth also.
तो जो हमने फॉर्मूले सीखे हैं उसमें ही if and but लगा करके दिमाग लगा.
Because sir, see, if any business, you take your business only, you are a chartered accountant, if you do not invest in growth, that is, you do not hire better quality of chartered accountants, you do not invest into technology, will your business be exactly the same? It will not be the same. Okay, you will either you will deteriorate, or might be you grow also. Anything is possible, but zero growth is not possible na. So numerically it is possible, but logically आपका business ethics point of view से, business standard point of view से, how much it is possible or not, that is a very difficult question.
Next question, question number 4 में जो आपने डिवाइड किया है इसको, ग्रोथ को 15.17 को, ये हमारा 18.17 के ऊपर आया है ना, तो आपने इसको 35 से किया है इसको, जबकि डिवाइड बाई 18 होना चाहिए.
यहाँ पे क्या पूछा है? The fraction of the company of value that comes from growth opportunity. So what is my growth opportunity? 15.17 my growth opportunity. What out of what it is coming? It is coming out of the total value of the share. It is coming out like this. So it is 33.5. They say 15.17 is growth. So what is the percentage of growth? 15.17 divided by 33.35.
Okay, got it, sir.
Okay. So now comes negative growth kab hota hai and all those things. Okay. So see, one of the fundamentals of garden growth model.
Do we have like it's already 7:30? So how long will we continue?
Okay, sir, I think so. Then we can put a break here. Okay, we can complete this one logic. What I wanted to tell you, only 1 minute I will take. The fundamental of garden growth model is that KE minus G, which is this part. Okay. Okay. In this case, your growth can never be more than your KE. Okay. If your growth is more than KE, then the business is not happening. It is not possible. Then in such a circumstances, you should always give your shareholders the money and not, you should invest more and more. And that is why the garden growth model does not hold good if your growth is more than KE. Okay. So one thing always remember, garden growth model can always hold only good if your KE minus G is greater than 0. If your growth is more than KE, then garden growth model will not stand okay. उसके लिए Walter growth model use होता है. That is a separate model that we will learn sometime later. But garden growth model will not stand valid if your KE is less than your growth. Please always remember that. इसके ऊपर 1 mark का MCQ भी पूछा जाता है. What is the fundamental assumption of garden growth model? उसका fundamental assumption is KE is supposed to be more than the growth. Okay.
Otherwise so negative हो जाएगा सारा.
हाँ, otherwise negative हो जाएगा. So share price cannot be negative, so it will, your answer will be wrong in that. So I will end the session here today.
Sir, कल आपने वो connectivity बोल रहे थे, तो I have